Welcome everyone, and thank you, Mr. Kyoko, for a wonderful and so peaceful beginning to this Saturday. And this is a special Saturday, this is a special occasion in honoring and celebrating the International Day of Peace. And it's a peaceful beginning to this Saturday and to this special gathering. Thank you for setting the stage for the occasion. Greetings, my name is Marcus. I'll be hosting this first portion of our gathering. And this is a special partnership of the Peaceful World Foundation along with Rama Kamaris to have a conversation, to have communication, to have camaraderie all around peace. And it's a very auspicious time. Any of us simply have our eyes and ears open. We know how special it is just to gather, to connect, and to just take time to take time. So we are doing that, and it is a very special time to do so. And so we will be having a conversation. We have some folks here who have taken time out of their day to share some thoughts. And before we get into all of that conversation, we want to take a moment for all of us to share who we are here and what we're bringing. And so also want to pass the welcome also to Heidi, Executive Director of Peaceful World. Just wanted to pass the baton to you for a moment.
Yes, good morning. All these beautiful, familiar, lovely faces. It's beautiful to come together, collaborate, to really speak from a different place. This has been a very challenging experience, I know, for all of us. And I'm very thankful for Sister Elizabeth and the Anabunti Meditation Retreat Center for collaborating with us to try to bring all of us together in this effort of peace building in a unified way. So like Marcus said, what we're going to do is we're going to share a little bit of who we are, where we're coming from, and if you can please share with us what is your practice at the end of a challenging day? What has been helping you during this time of need?
And you might as well introduce yourself.
Sure, thank you, Elizabeth. So again, my name is Heidi, and I am calling in from Sonoma County in the Petaluma area. And what I've been doing on a nightly basis is I had to bring this too. I've created some massage oil, and I put a drop of jasmine. And in the evenings, I feel like just the simple act of massaging my hands, taking in that smell, and just massaging my forehead has given me some type of relief. So that's what helps me at the end of a challenging day. Mm-hmm.
I was telling Heidi just the other day, my name is Genesis, and I recently installed a kind of a piñata in my home. There is a party store nearby that's going out of business, and it was inexpensive, but basically just give it a good whack or two and have a good, a long day, and it's so therapeutic. It reminds me of my childhood, and it's been working. I recommend.
A piñata. Nice.
So I'm kind of playing technician here at the same time, so bear with me. Hi, I'm Elizabeth Padilla. I'm a Bay Area person. I grew up here since I was 5 in the Bay Area. I'm at the retreat center, which is called Anabuti here in northern Bay Area. And what brings me calm in these times, or in any times where I need peace of mind, of course, meditation, but an instant is going for a walk. We're really blessed to have levees and open space here. And as soon as I'm in nature, she's ready to serve.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
just, you know, gratefully, I really have such gratitude for her, you know, and how she just puts us in the right vibe. So that's my touchstone for peace, as well as meditation. So who else would like to share on the panel?
I would like to share. My name's Aaliyah. And since March, I've been making face masks for hospital workers and then the community at large. It was just a call to do what I do best. I love to sew and I love to help. And within all this, it's been very hectic because you have to make so many in such a short amount of time because people are sending orders through. And I had these tallies that were given to me by Dana, who I work with, my creative administrator. And I am blessed that it has been also fruitful. The Canopy, I'm part of Creative Canopy, and we were able to pay our rental expenses and the teachers. And starting June, we opened up our summer session. So I've had a pods of 4 to 5 kids for 3-week sessions. So I just completed my 5th pod. And now I'm after school program. But at nighttime, I still love to sew. And I'm creating my latest characters because
Oh, those are great.
The great Aaliyah.
they're going into my window. I have to bring the autumn in. So I'm into the owls and the cornfield and pumpkins. But I love doing sewing, and that relaxes me as much as I love to teach it. So thank you. Love to be with all of you too. Thank you. And this is Taylor.
Hey,
Hello.
Taylor.
And probably for me, the end of the night or coming home, what calms me down is behind us is all my plants in my room. So watering them all and taking care of them all. It's stressful sometimes, but it's mostly, it kind of grounds me and it kind of brings me back and gives me something to take care of. And so I really enjoy it and love them all.
They love him too.
That's wonderful.
Who'd like to? Yes, Harsha, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Harsha and I've been with Brahma Kumaris for almost 15 years. But one thing since this COVID, I don't get much to go outside. So what actually makes me feel refreshed at the end of the day is we have this Zoom call actually. Whole family of 800 people of all Brahma Kumaris family, around 800 plus people get together on the Zoom and then they share. There are a lot of kids on the Zoom. Everyone is sharing. They'll be dancing, singing. And I always try to catch up with that. But it happens in the East Coast. So it comes around 5:30, around that time. If I miss that, that day is a little hectic.
Oh.
Family time. And so otherwise I'll go for biking. Biking is another favorite thing that helps me out, and walking on the beach if time permits. Otherwise I go for a hike on Buena Vista Park next to the center we have. Yeah, and the nature is really healing. Thank you. And family first.
Mhm.
Thank you.
I guess my way of relaxing is embracing the things that make me tense. So that are valuable anyway, even though they make me tense. So some of my best days are when I start out with listening and reading listening to the NPR and reading the newspaper and letting in all the misfortune and feeling grateful for what hasn't befallen me, and being grateful for what has befallen me. My son nearly died of complications of COVID. that he's recovering, and it's all going to be great. And that Artseed, the nonprofit I run, has been blessed for a number of years with a reserve fund. So though I lost some staff, and volunteers and interns are teenagers are doing our homepage, and October 3rd we have a grand opening of our first ever virtual gallery, and
Wow.
we're honoring Michelle Veen, who is responsible for that reserve fund, who died and left us her house that we have used very productively. And so in the evenings, I like to look at the photographs I've taken throughout the day on my walks from home to work. I'm the only one here. And see who would like to have a nice picture I could send. So I usually send to family, friends, and encouraging words to those teenagers who are keeping Artseed afloat, and to friends like you, Heidi, who have encouraging things to say and offer to help in very important and sometimes very unusual ways.
Hello, everyone. It is so lovely to be here with you all. I am in Delaware. For many of you, you know me from California, where I'd been for over 40 years. And last year I moved to Delaware. And so I am so grateful to be here and to connect. And thank you, Heidi. Hello, Sister Elizabeth. Nice to see you. For me in the evenings, and Marcus and everyone. So in the evenings for me, it really is about shutting down the computer and being silent and just breathing. And as I'm cooking dinner, just to cook dinner mindfully and just to be present. Stillness is how I recharge my battery. And so that is a wonderful practice for me. So thank you. I'm glad to be here.
I'm Gina. I'm coming from the East Bay, from the Dublin area. And one thing that has really bring peace to me is my dog. At the beginning of quarantine, I was working in the hospital, and now that I'm not working in the hospital, it's been really helpful to go on a long walk, just like a few others here, and to step out and to just get grounded with nature and to just get playful with my dog and to just play fetch and to just take in that wind and that fresh air that gets so used to being in a still hospital or in our 4-bedroom homes and the 4 walls, and just really step out of our head in our space has been really helpful for me to kind of take a step back and relax at the end of my day.
Thank you. Marcus, would you like to share?
All right, indeed. I know for me, at the end of the day, first, I am coming from Oakland, California, and at the end of the day, what I love to do is to look out of our windows where our home is nestled in the woods, and so we have a lot of branches that show from our windows. And so I get to calm down by just seeing squirrels hopping from the trees, seeing birds, again, going from branch to branch, and just seeing life happen outside of the life that I've had to work through or see on the screen. It really calms me just to see other life thriving, and then to reconnect to where my life is thriving, and just seeing that all things come together, all things are happening, or that I'm a part of an ecosystem. Just as I'm observing these squirrels and birds, I'm a part of the same ecosystem. So that brings me great comfort and joy and calm at the same time.
My name's Deborah. I'm from Novato, and we just joined in. And so my relaxing and just taking a break at the end of the day is actually cooking. or sewing. I love to cook. And for me, just to go into the kitchen and see what's available and to create from that, just I don't know, it gives me a sense of relaxing, a sense of gratefulness. You know, that we have the ingredients and we have the means to cook, and it just makes me feel grateful. And I think that is what helps me in my day and relax. Or sometimes I like to sew. Right now I'm making masks, and it just feels good that these will be given out to people. And so that's my end of the day, relaxing. Yep.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Hello. What helps me unwind is on the way home. Something I learned from one of the sisters here is when you get a stoplight, not to get mad and say, oh, darn it, you know, I'm running late and I don't need this, but rather just to stop. And that's a moment just for you. There's nothing you can do about it legally and safely. So you just relax and just feel your own true self. And that's sort of a nice preparation for going home. Excuse me. Also, when I think about the big world perspective, I am going right to gratitude of how much we have. And I have a wonderful partner, Deborah. And it's just wonderful to be on the same path together. And also, sometimes if things are peaceless, really peaceless, and you know it, and you recognize it, and your partner's peaceful and you're not, it's like time to get out the humor, a little humor here. It gives you a leg up, you know, and just make fun of it. That does help. So humor helps. Yeah, it does. It helps heal. You know, I learned that, worked in an emergency room for many years. So basically there's a piece that belongs to us if we just tune into it. It's right here in this room as you're watching this. It's your piece. And it's there. We just have to tune it just like a radio. Just tune into it and everything else can wait. I just say to it, okay, all you extra thoughts and so on and noise that I don't need to tend to, you can just wait. And I might pick you up later, but I'm just going to feel that peace.
Thank you, Jim.
Yes, yes.
Thank you,
We have
everybody.
Carrie also. Carrie.
Carrie's in another room, I think.
I'm right here.
Oh.
I love a cup of tea. I love a cup of tea at night, and I always make a special kind of relaxing tea. And you know, the day itself seems to be a friend now. I've had this practice in the early morning, waking up and drawing pictures, and then sort of making that as my intention for the day. So the end of, even if it's been a hard day, and it often is because I set up that intention, and of course the tension can come. But at the end of the day, I realize how much has that day brought my gifts to me. And we talk over a cup of tea and talk to myself, talk to God, and that really helps pack in that experience as a really good experience for the day, and I feel peaceful.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. I'm Julie Hazelwood, as you can see. And I'm in Santa Cruz, California. And I'm very grateful to be here. What I do at the end of the day to relax is, if any of you know what Santa Cruz is like, I'm lucky to live over close to this lighthouse in a part of Santa Cruz. It's called West Cliff. So I just go walk along the very edge of the North America and look out at the ocean and appreciate and love the pelicans and the seagulls and the surfers and all the people doing their activities. I love that space, that edge where the sky and the ocean and the sea and the sun all come together. And so that's what I do to relax. And I'm also very thankful always at the end of the day, because I think if I remember correctly, from Artsy, Josefa. She talked about having volunteers who have stepped up to help keep her organization going. And I also am running an organization called Roots and Routes Intercultural Collaborations, and I'm so thankful for the volunteers. Or actually, we've created even an internship program out of it all. And so I'm very thankful to all those youth visionaries, as they began to call themselves. Thank you so much for being here, and it's really nice to meet all of you. Thanks.
I'm calling from far on the other side of the country, from Richmond, Virginia, where we have quite a bit of conflict. We are the former Confederacy capital, so there was a lot of conflict in our city, and I think all of that makes my stomach get tense. And so certainly at the end of the day, I really go to God. I really have to kind of surrender, almost in a plea sense, for people to kind of have their hard hearts to kind of turn, and that we all can do our part. I also, in the evening, part of that prayer is to see where God has showed up in my day, and to be grateful for all the ways that He's gone ahead of me. Most of the work that I do, I'm a tutor that I get paid for, but the other things that I do is I try to build a lot of bridges in the areas of racial equity, education for children that aren't getting the educational services they're supposed to get. So I just want to, this has been a great week where I just feel like bridges have been built so quickly to be able to make these changes, and I'm just so grateful.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you.
I want to give everybody a virtual hug.
It's so good to see everyone. Oh, it really is.
We all need hugs. That is what makes me feel peaceful.
Very true. I've heard that there's was some study that said that just for bare minimum, human beings need 9 hugs a day. So we have our own arms, so we definitely can make sure we get that quota if we don't have others. So,
hi, my name is Vinod. I'm a student of Brahma Kumari's World Spiritual Organization. And to me, to be peaceful at the end of the day is a lot of work. And so I begin being peaceful through as my day starts. Like Mr. Jim mentioned, the peace is within you. So as I go through the day, I try to remain peaceful, remain in my self-respect of my peace, and be positive. As I go through difficult situations of life, I try to solve that with peace and in my heart having the presence of the God. And so that makes, at the end of the day, it is already a very peaceful environment, very easy. So through the day, it's more or less the same for me. Thank you.